The median home price in Seattle right now is about $850,000. In Bonney Lake, you're somewhere between $650,000 to $700,000. That's a pretty big gap in numbers to just ignore. I've been selling homes here for years. I have watched Lake Tapps go from a place nobody outside Pierce County had even heard of to one of the most competitive neighborhoods in our area. I have watched Tehaleh go from dirt roads that I actually used to dirt bike ride with my family to neighborhoods of over 12,000. And the buyers I'm working with right now, they are young families. They're people who are working remotely, retirees, first-time home buyers. A lot are coming here from Seattle, Bellevue area. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the why. We'll talk about money and what life out here actually looks like and what you should know before you make the big jump. By the end of this video, you'll have a pretty clear picture of whether you want to move to Bonney Lake and what it seriously looks like. I don't need to tell you that Seattle is expensive. You already know that. That's probably why you clicked on the video in the first place. What I will tell you is what I'm hearing from my other buyers every single week. It's not just the home price. It's all the math that goes around it. It's childcare, groceries, the whole picture. People are looking a lot at their monthly budget and expenses and going, where is all that money going? And then they start looking south in the Bonney Lake, Lake Tapps area. Bonney Lake's average home values are around $650,000 to $700,000 range, depending on which source you look at. Seattle's median price is $850,000. That's a gap of $150,000 or more. Even stretched over a 30-year mortgage, you feel that every month. And you don't have to leave the state to get it. You're 45 minutes from Tacoma and an hour from Seattle on a good day. Same job market, same region, just a different price range. The median household income here in Bonney Lake is around $137,000. So who are these people who are already living here? Well, they're mostly professional families of dual incomes, and they figured out this math a while ago. The money is one piece, but what actually gets most of my buyers to pull the trigger is the lifestyle. Lake Tapps, yes, waterfront here is usually over $1 million plus, but compared to the same waterfront cost up in Seattle or the Eastside, and it's comparably way different. We're talking in the 3 millions up there. You get the lake, the paddleboarding, the kayaking, and you're not competing against $3 million listings to get there. And these properties move. Last summer, there was a house right on the water with its own dock. The sellers had done most of the work to shape it up and get it ready for the market. It went off market after the very first open house, less than 3 days on the market, over list price of $1.35. That's the kind of demand you're looking at here in Lake Tapps. Then Tehaleh, 4,700 acres, over 40 miles of trails, 19 parks, 1,800 acres of green space. They just opened a fire station with 24/7 staffing, and there's a grocery store anchored town center that's in the works to be completed. I actually did a full deep dive on the Tehaleh neighborhood on my channel. If you want to learn more about Tehaleh, go check it out. Now let's talk schools. Sumner Bonney Lake School District is top 10% in the state, 73% proficiency in reading, and 92% graduation rate. Whether you're buying your first home or your last home, this is information that's hard to argue with. So we have covered the price gap and why people are moving here. If you're still watching this, you're clearly doing more than just casual browsing. Up next, what it actually means to go from King County to Pierce County, and the stuff I wish more people asked about before they make the big move. Drop a comment below and tell me where you're watching this from. I like to respond to all comments I see. Something a lot of people do not think about until they're already in the process of moving. When you're moving from Seattle to Bonney Lake, you're not just changing cities, you're changing counties. King County to Pierce County, and there are some real differences. More than 1 in 4 Pierce County residents works outside the county. That's a lot of people commuting north. So yes, there is traffic. It's better than what you'll get in Seattle, but it's still there, and honestly, it's probably going to get a little worse before it gets better as more people discover this area. Public transit is a little more limited than what you have up in Seattle. Pierce Transit covers more of the urban parts of the county. Sound Transit connects you from Sumner to Puyallup, and with the Sound or Light Rail taking you all the way up to Seattle. But once you get into Bonney Lake proper, you're driving. If you're coming from the neighborhoods and you're used to walkability, you're not really going to have that here. So if you're someone who does not like to drive, Bonney Lake, Lake Tapps area may not be for you because we do not have a lot of public transportation options. None of this is a deal breaker, but it is the kind of stuff that you definitely should talk about before you look at making the big move. Here's the thing that I always tell people. The biggest knock on Bonney Lake is that it has gotten very expensive, and it has. Homes have gone up almost 150% in the last decade. That's real. But if you're coming from Seattle or the Eastside, expensive here is still $150,000 less than where you're coming from. So the same thing that is a downside to people who live here locally is actually an upside to you. It's weird, a very weird dynamic, but it's the truth. Now, walkability. This is also something you should think about. Outside of a few spots like Tehaleh and downtown Sumner, this area is car dependent. If walkability to a coffee shop every morning for you is something that's very important and part of your routine, you'll want to be very selective on the neighborhood that you choose here. I'm not here to sell you a fantasy. Bonney Lake has its trade-offs, like anywhere else, but if you go in with your eyes wide open, the value is there and it's hard to beat. Look, you can get more house, more land, and a better school district than what you're getting in King County right now. That's not a spin, that is just the numbers. The trade-off is you are driving more and that you do have a further commute to the city. For a lot of people, that's not a trade-off at all. That's the whole point. If you're running the numbers on a move like this, or even thinking about it, I would love to talk to you. I can tell you exactly what your King County budget gets you here in Pierce County. No pressure, no pitch, just the information that you'll need to make a decision that feels right for you. Comment below or reach out to me directly. The link is in the description. And if you know somebody who keeps complaining about Seattle's rent, send them this video. I would love to talk to them too.